we're going to shift into the second part, which is going to be fast track. Like all those things are going to come out of retrograde and into alignment, and you're going to come into, you have the possibility of coming into alignment with your essence and your soul, the possibility of coming into alignment in the flow, the creative flow of creation, possibility of coming into alignment, and things are going to take off, and that's where we're going to see the action. So, yes. Few more days, right? Or somebody's got our fingers crossed down here. A few more days, and we're going to shift into that. But in the middle of life happening, so I wanted to speak to a couple things. One, of course, Michael, our dear Michael, and it looks like his grandparents are here, correct? Yes, so we welcome you here with us today, and we hold Michael in our hearts and his prayers, and his dad as well, and the whole system. But Michael got in that car wreck, and his life changed, and he's going to be all the much more better for it because of the way he's standing in it. I've spent a little bit of time with his mom, Melissa, especially in those first few real critical moments. And it's like, how does life get harder than this, right? Well, you don't want to answer that question either. But you find that moment of grace. You find that, but you don't find it by ignoring life happening. You don't find it by setting aside, by pretending you're not having your feelings. You find it by moving through the mental body into the emotional body, which is actually directed by the mental body. Through the emotions, you let the emotions move and shift and change, burn through you, and sometimes they burn through you, and you come to the other side where you discover grace, where you discover that place where you can take another breath. And sometimes that's the only thing you can do, right? Is take one more breath. And yet, as soon as you take a breath, then you can discover that God is present. Last week during this service, somebody in our congregation had their wallet taken out of their purse during church. Like, what? Really? So I tell you that not to go, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened, or to go into fear, but to become conscious of where you are and what's moving around you, to become conscious of the greater system. When that happens to you, your life gets juggled. It's like, whoa, that's my stuff. It's the money, but it's the driver's license, and it's the insurance cards, and it's the credit cards, and it's all the stuff, that you carry in your wallet. It's like shakes you. So become conscious of what's going on in you, but also around you. Become conscious that you're part of something bigger that's happening. As far as the wallet and the purse, pay attention. There's an old parable or saying or something. It says, trust in Allah, but tie up your camel. It's like that. Trust in God, trust in the goodness of people, and pay attention to your stuff, right? Trust in that which is greater than you as you stand in what life gives you. We had a congregant this week whose brother-in-law committed suicide. How do you stand in that? How do you breathe with that? Well, that happened a few weeks ago to somebody else. We had a congregant this week who had a health issue that has long-term implications. Long-term, life has changed. In a moment, life has changed. How do you stand in that? How do you stand in those things when life is happening hard and fast? Well, ideally, we practice spiritual principle. Ideally, we remember to stop, to take a breath, to find that grace. We remember that God is present right here, right now. We remember that we are not alone, that all is well no matter what the situation or circumstance, and that God is still good. We remember those things, and sometimes we forget. Not if you've ever forgotten. Couple of us. Good, I'm not alone. I had some mouth surgery myself in this last week or so, and I went in, I'm like, no big deal. It's like whatever, I've had my wisdom teeth out, I've had a root canal, that's no big deal, right? Well, this one wiped me out. It knocked me flat. And I had 2 or 3 other things. A couple weeks ago, we were in that little car accident. Well, that jolted me pretty, like, it just jolted me, and we're fine, and thank goodness. And then I have this mouth thing, and got some stuff happening, right? Just life happens. And this time, it just wiped me out. I just went, you know, all I could do was sleep for like a whole week.